What is up, guys? Today is going to be a relatively short video on how I did not take the trade today because I was distracted. So, yeah, let's get into it because I'm so tired. So, what did we do today? After yesterday's CPI, I just didn't even feel like trading today. Even though my bias was to the downside, that was bearish. I was actually totally bearish today, but I didn't want to take a trade. So like on the daily, we marked out the previous day highs and lows. Then on the 1 hour, we marked out all our sessions. And on the 5 minutes, we marked out the um from market open to manipulation. This was the time for that. Then what did we do? We saw a 15 minutes fair value gap on S&P 500. On Nasdaq too, this was the 15 minutes fair value gap. So yeah, we after market opened, I waited for us to tap into the fair value gap on one of the indexes. We tapped on it on Nasdaq, but we didn't tap on it on S&P 500. That means we're so much faster on S&P 500. That's an SMC divergence. So yeah, if I were to take a trade, I would have taken a trade off of S&P 500. But if I wanted to take a trade, I'll wait for the continuation of a confirmation or the confirmation of the continuation. Sorry, I'm so tired. Then this is would have obviously waited once. I think this was around the time when we broke into the fair value gap on Nasdaq, and after breaking into it, what am I even doing? Then this was would have kind of entered off of here because after breaking into it, we waited for a test now. That's a break of structure to the downside, break of structure to the upside, then break of structure to the downside. This was this kind of, so if we're taking any lows, I've taken it from here, targeting this lows and be trailing the we have put our stop over here and be trailing the targets because once we entered off of here, my stop loss should have been somewhere around once it starts consolidating. I think because of the CPI of yesterday, and that's why it's moving this part. This is why I didn't even want to trade in this market condition because it was just moving sluggish. I didn't feel the market because it was too slow for me or something. Yeah, so that's all for today. That's what I did. That's how I wanted to take the trade, but I didn't end up taking the trade. So yeah, till next time, stay awesome. Subscribe. Thank you.